shared with everyone a very interesting report that was issued by the Broadband Commission. And it is titled Broadband Commission Balancing Act. It is supposed to help UNESCO member countries in fighting disinformation while defending freedom of expression. We can't have one without the other. Misinformation is false information that is shared inadvertently without meaning to cause harm. This is usually done by public or even children or even people who are trying to show off. While disinformation is engineered, it's intended to cause harm, and it is deliberately sharing false information to guide certain policy or to cause certain unrests.
I have been with Oracle for the past 10 years, almost to the day. And prior to that, I was in the I have been in the IT industry for more than 3 decades. As you can tell, I've lost a lot of hair. Let's say I want to change one person's identity. In the top left here, the American actress Jennifer Lawrence, in this example, to another person's identity, Steve Buscemi. This is how we can create videos of political leaders saying things that they never actually said. The Belgian Society Party, or Socialist Party rather, released a low quality, which was not even a deep fake, but still a phony video of President Trump insulting Belgium.
I would like to move now to Mr. George Prince, the Chief Operating Officer of a company, Leiden Corp in Austria.
I spent quite a long time in military. The last stage actually of my military career was the Department of Psychological Operations. And since then, I'm very into the fake news topic. When we saw the first slide about the 3 terms, misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation, may I just repeat shortly? The misinformation is false information shared, but the intention is not to cause harm. The malinformation, it is an intention to cause harm, but it is a true information. Meaning, as an example, I can give a leakage of emails. And the last one, the topic of today, is the disinformation. It's a false information, knowingly shared, and its intention is to cause harms. Well, if we want facing disinformation, what an analyst has to do is check out if it is a single disinformation or is it already an orchestrated action by a state or a non-state source. And then we can talk about, if it's an orchestrated action, we can talk about a psychological operation, a strategic communication, and maybe it's already part of a propaganda operation. And in worst case, it's the first step of hybrid warfare. In general, the purpose of a planned operation, PSYOPs, is to convey selected information to an audience, a pre-selected audience, to influence the emotions, objective reasoning, and finally the behavior of the people. It can be behavioral, can be individuals, groups, or organizations. How can we analyze these content? In military, very often used is the so-called SCAME report. It's an acronym for source, content, audience, media, and effects. So all these topics are analyzed out of these fake news. And you just mentioned the Broadband Commission and the ITU report. They have a very similar, in their acronym is IAMIT. It's the instigators, the agents, the messages, the intermediaries, and the targets. So all these 5, or in the SCAME reports 5 too, parts of fake news has to be analyzed.
What's also important to say is that fake news nowadays is an industry. I don't know how much did you follow, but during the last presidential elections in the United States 4 years ago, there was a whole fake news industry in a small country which has changed its name recently. It's called Northern Macedonia. And there was an interesting example that in one city, a high school graduate, a high school student, not even a graduate, actually has left high school to produce fake news in favor of Donald Trump. I can say about fake news is that it's deadly. Some reports in August have shown that at least 800 people during this pandemic by August, I guess that number has changed, died due to fake news.